Hey all, welcome to North Star Knife Reviews. So this is a response to an open tag from Boston Blade Reviews. And if you haven't already subscribed to Boston Blade Reviews, you should really go do so. Got some great stuff. He and Jerry from Big J do a live pretty much every weekend. It was on Saturdays. I think it's moved to Sundays now in the evening or late afternoon to early evening. But check that out too. It's a great time if you like to look at and talk about knives. But the tag was, the difference between, or essentially the difference between moderns and traditionals and why you like one or the other. And I, like a lot of people, I think, like both. As I've said before, my head loves moderns, my heart loves traditionals. I grew up with the traditionals. My dad always had a Schrade old timer 80T in his pocket. I remember him having a little case Peanut, some others. And when I was growing up, this was really before moderns, before Spyderco started putting pocket clips and a one-handed opening system on their knives. So I really, there's something about the traditionals that just speaks to me, but I also appreciate the moderns. And I've just got a few out here. I'm just going to take a look at them real quick. I'm not going to go into detail on any of them, but this is a reproduction of a Remington bullet knife. The original Remingtons were made in the early part of the 20th century. They were really high quality knives. And then in, I believe it was 1982, Camillus came out with a reproduction of one of the bullet knives, and then became a series. First with Camillus, then Bear & Son did it for a few years, then Buck, and then GEC has done 1 or 2 years now. But this is just a great trapper, if you like trappers. The traditionals can really come in all kinds of sizes, colors, materials. This is wood. Here we have a jig bone Junior Sodbuster from Case. This is just a beautiful knife, I think. I really love the deep red and maroonish black on this. You can also get, just plastic composite covers, like this Boker Stockman or this Bear & Son, I believe it's called a farmhand, field hand, one of those two. Or, the sort of the American classic folding knife, that Buck 110. Beautiful wood on this. Now you can get, however, traditionals in more modern materials too. Sorry, I just knocked the camera there. Here is, sometimes these lines get blurred, okay? This is a knife from Brother, very much a traditional style. It's a slip joint. A lot of traditionals didn't have locks. Some, of course, did. But this is in carbon fiber. Beautiful knife. Very much traditional in styling, but with what we might call modern materials on it. Similarly, this little Kubi, modern in that it's got the thumb stud opening, liner lock, but it's also got the nice wooden scales. Now this one doesn't have a pocket clip. Okay, so again, blending or blurring those lines. The thing about the traditionals is, for the most part, they tend to be a little more intentional. What I mean by that is, you take this traditional, you don't just flip it open, do what you want, flip it shut. You use two hands, you open it, you have to think about it a second. Makes you slow down just a second. And there's something about that I just like. I also like the sound that traditionals make when they open and close. Now the moderns do that too, but just something about that traditional knife. You open it, clicks in there, ready to use. Just makes me feel good. Now, that's not to say I don't like moderns. In fact, I probably use moderns more. This Spyderco, for example, this is just a fantastic knife. High-end steel, 20 CV. It's got the G10 scales on it, which G10 is really tough. It's got this compression lock, right? So, you can take this, you can flip it open, you can flick it closed very quickly. You know, and this is a higher end knife. On the other hand, you've got like this Y-Start. You know, this has an axis lock, or not an axis lock, that's a Benchmade term, a crossbar lock, I guess is the generic term. And again, you can flip it open and closed very quickly. You know, again, a classic, the Ontario Rat 1. You know, being able to open and close one hand, it can be very important. You know, you're up on a ladder, you're doing something, you need to cut, you can take this out of your pocket and open it one-handed. The monitors are just so much more efficient in many ways. And, you know, having the pocket clip. Now, quite honestly, for me, the pocket clip has never made a knife better as far as being in hand, but it certainly can make it much more convenient. You know, you can just clip this on your pocket. You don't have to fumble around inside your pocket to try to get the knife out. You don't have to carry it in a slip, you know, or a little like, sheath on your belt like you might with the Buck 110. Just clip it in there, pull it out, and it's ready to go. Another modern here, this Boker Kalashnikov, which, as you can see, has been in my pocket a bit. And the one thing about this is aluminum. The paint comes off here. So, you know, if you're getting one, these are not expensive knives, but the paint's going to come off if you actually carry it. So again, my heart definitely is with the traditionals. My head's with the moderns. I love using the traditionals, opening them up. They remind me more of being a kid. But if I really need to get something done, you know, I'll reach for this or one of these other knives. So, you know, it's not a one or the other. It's both. I usually have at least one of each in my pocket. But that's my view on it. All right. Love them both, just in different ways. Thanks to Blossom Blade Review for this open tag. You guys have a great day. I'll catch you next time.